Welcome to our deep dive, into the world of Python. And it's going to be tailored, just for you based on the sources that you've provided to us. So we're going to be, looking at this OpenStax textbook called Introduction to Python Programming. And it's fantastic. This resource is available to everyone thanks to its open source nature.
That's right. And it's actually supported by organizations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Google Inc. They really recognize the importance of accessible education, for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, that's really amazing how much support there is for making knowledge like this free, getting into some of the content here. One thing that really surprised me, during prep, was discovering just how dominant Python is compared to languages like Java and C. I was really blown away by that.
It is quite a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And that dominance comes from a few key factors.
Yeah.
Python boasts an incredible range of libraries.
Okay.
And think of them as pre-built toolkits for tasks like data analysis or web development. For example, there's Pandas, a popular library that streamlines data manipulation.
Oh, okay. So instead of writing mountains of code from scratch, you can just use Pandas to handle the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And beyond libraries, Python's syntax is known for being really concise and readable.
Yeah.
It's designed to be easy to understand and write, which is particularly helpful for beginners.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that in the textbook. Even the classic Hello World example illustrates this. In Python, it's just a single line of code.
While in Java, the same program would take 5 lines.
Wow.
This conciseness not only saves time, but it also makes the code itself more approachable, especially for those just starting their coding journey.
That makes a lot of sense. The textbook also highlighted PP8, which is Python's style guide.
Yeah.
And this seems to be about more than just aesthetics.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that.
PP8 is deeply intertwined with the core principles of good software development, readability and maintainability. By following these guidelines, you're ensuring your code is clear, consistent, and easy for others to understand.
Got it.
Imagine working on a large project with multiple developers.
Yeah.
Consistent style becomes crucial.
Oh, yeah. It's like everyone agree and speak the same language so that, prevents misunderstandings, and it just makes collaboration a lot smoother.
Precisely. And the impact of PP8 extends beyond teamwork. Even if you're coding solo, writing readable code means you're less likely to confuse your future self when revisiting a project months down the line.
That's a point I can definitely relate to. Now, before we delve deeper into PP, I kind of want to take a step back and explore Python's origins. I was really surprised to learn that it wasn't born in Silicon Valley, but rather like a Dutch research institute.
Yeah, innovation can spring up anywhere.
It's true.
Guido van Rossum actually created Python at CWI in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And interestingly, he initially designed it with teaching and prototyping in mind.
Wow.
That focus on simplicity and accessibility is woven into Python's DNA.
That's really fascinating how those initial intentions really shaped Python into the versatile language it is today. Speaking of versatility, the textbook mentioned that Python is an interpreted language.
Yes.
And that piques my curiosity. What exactly does that mean, and how does it benefit the user?
Well, it's all about how the code is executed.
Okay.
In Python, the code is translated line by line as the program runs.
Okay.
Think of it like having a conversation. You process each sentence as you hear it.
So it's like a real-time dialogue with the computer rather than feeding it a whole set of instructions at once.
Exactly.
That seems like it would be incredibly valuable for debugging, especially for someone new to coding.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
This interpreted nature allows you to see the results of your code instantly.
Wow.
Which makes it easier to identify and fix errors as you go along.
That makes sense. That interactive aspect seems like it'd be particularly useful for tasks like data analysis, where you might need to constantly test and refine your code, right?
Exactly. It's like having a direct line to the Python interpreter, allowing for a much more dynamic and responsive workflow.
Got it. This is already making me rethink how I approach coding.
Good.
Before we move on to the specific guidelines of PP8, is there anything else about Python's inherent structure that makes it so user-friendly and powerful?
Well, one key aspect is Python's emphasis on clear and readable code.
Right.
Which is where PP8 comes in.
Yeah.
It's more than just a set of arbitrary rules. It reflects a philosophy of making code that is easy to understand, debug, and maintain.
So it's about crafting code that is not only functional, but like elegant and approachable.
Precisely. For instance, PP8 recommends using spaces around operators.
Okay.
Instead of writing, X10, you'd write X10.
Okay.
It might seem minor.
Yeah.
But these details enhance readability.
Right.
Especially in larger programs.
Yeah. Those small choices can make a big difference when you're dealing with like hundreds or thousands of lines of code.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between a cluttered room and a well-organized one, right? You can find what you need much more easily.
Exactly. PP8 also promotes consistency in the use of indentation, which is crucial in Python for defining code blocks.
Okay.
By adhering to these guidelines, you create code that is not only visually appealing, but also easier to parse and understand.
It's like a well-written essay with clear paragraphs and proper punctuation. It guides the reader smoothly through the ideas.
That's a great analogy. And remember, writing readable code benefits not only your collaborators, but also your future self.
Right.
It's much easier to revisit and modify code that is well-structured and follows consistent style guidelines.
I've definitely had moments of staring at my own code from months ago and wondering, what was I thinking? Now, shifting gears a bit. I'm eager to explore how all of this translates into real-world applications.
Okay.
The textbook hinted at Python's incredible versatility, and I'd love to get a sense of its practical uses.
Well, imagine you're faced with a mountain of data from customer surveys.
Okay.
Manually sifting through thousands of responses would be a daunting task.
Oh, yeah.
But with Python and libraries like Pandas, you could automate the process of cleaning the data, identifying trends, and even generating visualizations.
Oh, wow. So instead of like drowning in spreadsheets, I could use Python to extract meaningful insights and present them in a way that's easy to understand.
Precisely. Python empowers you to turn raw data into actionable knowledge.
Okay.
And its applications go far beyond data analysis.
Oh, really? Like what?
Think about tasks you find yourself repeating, renaming files, sending personalized emails, or even scraping data from websites.
Wow.
Python can automate these processes, saving you time and effort.
That's where it gets really interesting for me, the ability to streamline those repetitive tasks and free up time for more creative work. The textbook also touched on Python's role in web development. I always assumed that was the domain of languages like HTML and JavaScript.
Well, while those are essential for front-end web development, Python excels at back-end tasks, powering the logic and functionality behind websites and web applications.
Okay.
Frameworks like Django and Flask make it easier to build complex web applications using Python.
Got it. So Python isn't just for data scientists and analysts. It has a place in building the websites and applications we use every day.
Absolutely. And let's not forget Python's impact on cutting-edge fields like machine learning and artificial intelligence.
Right.
It's become the language of choice for developing algorithms that can learn from data and make predictions.
Those fields seem incredibly complex. Is Python really accessible to someone without a deep background in computer science?
Yeah, it's the beauty of it. While advanced AI development requires specialized knowledge, Python's simple syntax and powerful libraries make it easier to grasp the fundamental concepts and start experimenting. You can even build a simple chatbot or image recognition system with the right resources and guidance.
That's pretty amazing. I'm starting to see why Python has gained such a devoted following.
Yeah.
It seems to empower people from all backgrounds to solve problems and create innovative solutions.
And it's not just the language itself. It's the vibrant community that surrounds it.
Okay.
Python developers are known for their collaborative spirit and willingness to share knowledge and resources.
Got it.
This makes it a very welcoming environment for learners.
That's really inspiring to see a community that embraces open source and accessibility. Now, before we wrap up, I'd love to touch on something you mentioned earlier, the Zen of Python.
Yes.
It sounds almost philosophical.
It is. It's a set of guiding principles for writing good Python code.
Okay.
You can actually access it within Python by typing import this.
Oh, wow.
It emphasizes beauty, simplicity, and readability. A reminder that code is not just about functionality, but also about expressing ideas clearly and elegantly.
That resonates with me, the idea that coding can be an art form. I'm curious, what are some of the key aphorisms from the Zen of Python that embody this philosophy?
Well, some that stand out are beautiful is better than ugly, simple is better than complex, and readability counts.
Okay.
These principles encourage developers to write code that is not only functional, but also a joy to read and work with.
It's a reminder that coding is a craft. And just like any craft, it takes skill and artistry to produce something truly beautiful and enduring.
And that's what makes Python so captivating.
Yeah.
It's a language that empowers you to be both a problem solver and a creator, blending functionality with elegance and style.
Okay, I'm officially a Python enthusiast. Now, before we dive into the final part of our deep dive, is there anything else about Python's structure or capabilities that we should touch upon? Welcome back to the final part of our Python deep dive. It's been so fun exploring this versatile language.
It has. We've uncovered its history, its philosophy, its incredible range of applications. And throughout it all, one theme keeps emerging. Accessibility.
You're so right. From its beginner-friendly syntax to its vast library ecosystem, Python seems designed to empower people from all walks of life to solve problems and create amazing things.
And that accessibility extends to its role in cutting-edge fields like data science and machine learning.
Yeah, I'm really eager to delve deeper into that. The textbook touched on it, but I'd love to get a clearer picture of how Python is being used in these fields and what makes it so well suited for the task.
Well, imagine you're a scientist with a massive data set from an experiment. Python, along with libraries like NumPy and SciPy, allows you to analyze this data, perform complex calculations, and extract meaningful insights.
So instead of being overwhelmed by raw numbers, they can use Python to uncover patterns and relationships that might otherwise remain hidden.
Exactly. And visualization is key in data science. Libraries like Matplotlib and Seaborn allow you to create stunning graphs and charts, making it easier to communicate your findings to others.
It's like transforming raw data into a compelling story that anyone can understand.
And Python's impact extends to the realm of machine learning. Think of algorithms that can predict customer behavior, personalize recommendations, or even detect medical conditions from images. Python, with libraries like scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and PyTorch, provides the tools to build and train these powerful models.
It's mind-boggling to think that I could potentially create something like a personalized recommendation system using Python.
It's definitely within reach. Python's simplicity makes the complex world of machine learning more accessible to a wider audience. It lowers the barrier to entry, empowering people from various backgrounds to experiment and innovate in these fields.
And that's a key point. It's not just about technical skills. It's about having the tools to apply those skills to real-world problems.
Precisely. And the beauty of Python is that it bridges the gap between different disciplines. You have scientists, engineers, artists, entrepreneurs, all united by a common language that allows them to collaborate and solve problems together.
It's like a universal language for innovation. I'm also curious about the role of the Python community in fostering this collaborative spirit.
The Python community is incredibly vibrant and supportive. It's known for its open source ethos, where people readily share their code knowledge and resources.
Wow.
This creates a welcoming environment for learners, with countless online forums, tutorials, and documentation available.
It's inspiring to see a community that embraces knowledge sharing and encourages newcomers to participate.
Absolutely. And this collaborative spirit has been instrumental in Python's growth and evolution. New libraries are constantly being developed, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with the language.
It's a testament to the power of open source and the collective intelligence of a passionate community.
And ultimately, that's what makes Python so special.
Yeah.
It's more than just a programming language. It's a gateway to a world of possibilities, a tool for creative expression, and a catalyst for innovation across countless domains.
Well, I think it's safe to say that our Python deep dive has been a resounding success. I'm walking away with a newfound appreciation for this versatile language and a burning desire to explore its potential.
That's fantastic to hear. Remember, the journey of learning is ongoing. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the victories, and never stop exploring the vast landscape of Python.
Okay.
You might surprise yourself with what you can achieve.
I couldn't agree more. And to our listeners, we encourage you to embark on your own Python adventures. Dive into that OpenStax textbook, explore the online resources, and connect with the vibrant Python community. Who knows? You might discover hidden talents and passions you never knew you had.
And with that, we'll bring our Python deep dive to a close. Keep learning, keep creating, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with this incredible language. Until next time.